Welcome to the Sebcast, where we look deeper, ask bigger questions, and discover how Jesus is still changing the world. Philippians 4-8 says, "Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, think about these things." A few years ago, researchers asked a strange question: why do people sometimes get used to things that actually make them unhappy? Why do people stay in patterns that exhaust them? Why do they buy things they do not need, watch things that leave them feeling empty, and chase after successes that ultimately do not fulfill them? The answer was surprisingly simple, because we tend to ask, "What do I want?" rather than, "What is good?" It sounds like the same question, but it is not. Paul writes to the Philippians from prison, and yet he speaks of what is beautiful, honorable, and praiseworthy. Not because he denies reality, but because he understands that people are ultimately shaped by what they give their attention to. We are all being shaped. The question is not whether we are being shaped. The question is, what is shaping you? That is why Jesus never just asked people to worship him. He asked them to follow him. Discipleship is not just about where you go when you die. It is about who you are becoming while you live. Our world is full of people who ask, "Is it wrong?" Jesus often asks a different question. Does it bring life? It is a better question, because many legal things are not necessarily wise. Many things that have become common are not necessarily good, and many things that feel normal slowly shape us into people we were never meant to become. That is why we need more than knowledge. We need discernment. Maybe the most important question you can ask today is not, "What can I get away with?" but "What helps me become more like Jesus?" Because life is ultimately not built by 100 grand moments. It is built by the small things you give your attention to every day. And like a garden that is tended, Tov slowly begins to grow. Not overnight, but enough to let other people live too. And maybe that is exactly what the #1 network for your life looks like. One heart, one house, one conversation, one small act of goodness at a time. Until tomorrow, take care.